All right, here I had a 2017 Chrysler Pacifica. It applies also for the Voyager or any of these newer engines with this 3.6 engine layout. Um, so here I'm doing valve cover gaskets, and I want to just show some tips that I wanted to share with anyone because there's not that many videos out there on some of these tips I want to show. Now, this isn't a how-to video on how to take everything apart and put it all back together. Like I said, this is just some tips, but I'll give a quick rundown on some of the steps you have to take for removing these valve covers. Here I'm showing that I already removed the upper intake, and as far as the lower intake, you don't have to remove it, I don't think, but it ended up helping me kind of getting that back valve cover. So here, first of all, the one problem I was having is how to take off these connectors here. So you're gonna be using two picks or two pocket screwdrivers here, as I'm showing. So, and what you're gonna want to do is this tab here that I have highlighted red. You're gonna pull up on that, and the reason you want to pull up on that is because that white security lock has a tab on it that's keeping it keeping that white tab that white security lock in there. So as you're pulling up on that with one pick, with your other pick, you're gonna push back on that white security tab. So here I'm showing you pull up on this tab, and as you have that held up with another pick, you're gonna push back on the white tab, and then that should release it. And hopefully it doesn't fly out. Mine didn't fly out because I was kind of gentle with them. And then that's about it. And then to push them back, they're a little hard. When some of them you could just push back with your finger, and then some of them were like really hard to push back, and I just grabbed like a flat blade screwdriver and push them back on. So here towards the front of the engine, the one towards the radiator, you want to remove your coils, you want to remove your camshaft sensor, you want to remove your VVT actuator, and then you want to remove the entire wiring harness. Also the ones that go here, there's like a coolant temperature sensor that goes like down here, and luckily you could take all this off and then just move it to the side, and that one's pretty easy. And then per the instructions, you have to take off this coolant hose too. You don't have to take it off, but there's like clamps here, and you can take off the top clamp and then push this hose out, and then this hose too, just to get that space to take out the valve cover. But you can see here the wiring harness goes like here, goes to these camshaft actuators, and then there's one that around here that goes to a coolant temperature sensor. All right, and then like I said here, you got to remove these actuators too. Per the instructions, there's 3 bolts on each of them. They're like a T30, I think. Torx, they're Torx ones. So now per the instructions, they want you to remove this this bracket here for the valve cover in the front, and there's like a bolt right here hidden down here. But the problem is that there's this exhaust pipe here, and it gets in the way. So honestly, I didn't even take it off. I took off all this stuff here for the coolant hoses, but I left the coolant hoses still there in place. You know, they were still there. I didn't remove the entire assembly, and I left this bracket here, and you still have enough space to take this valve cover out. There's plenty of space even with it on there. So, and then for the one in the back towards the firewall, on this one, same thing. You got to remove the 3 coils, the sensor, the VVT actuator, the camshaft actuators. But on this one, you have to remove the PCV valve. All right, and then there's like a tab on it, and then you push it back. There's a couple videos out there how to do it. And then these numbers here represent the torque, the way you're gonna torque them back. 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. And the torque spec is 106 inch-pounds, but I just torqued them with like a little 1/4 inch. And here's the PCV valves. There's the tab. You push up on it, and then you push, and then the whole thing you push back. Now for me, this whole thing was like really hard to take off, and I see people show that how easy it is to take it off, but for me it was like stuck on there. So what ended up happening is right here, this actual hose part of it broke off, and so what I had to do is as I was lifting up on this tab with like a flathead screwdriver, like a tiny one, I grabbed a pair of pliers. I grabbed it from here, and then I was pushing it back like that, you know, towards the rear. And here even says where you want to, how you want to push it towards the back to remove it. But yeah, I mean, they're kind of cheap anyway. They're like 25 bucks. So I mean, it doesn't matter if yours is stuck too. I mean, I would recommend just like I said, pushing this tab up, getting a pair of pliers, putting one of the jaws in here and the other jaw out here, and then just pushing it back. That's the only way I was able to take it off, because by hand, there's hoses in the way and it's still hard to take off. And like I said, they're cheap enough, so it doesn't really matter. And then here, once you remove the valve covers, you know, this is where you put your valve cover gasket maker, your RTV. Here where those lines are, you want to clean it up, of course. Now, unlike the front cover, the back cover, unfortunately, all the entire wiring harness, you can't move it all the way to the side because the wiring harness is connected to the rear oxygen sensors. And to get to those, it's a lot harder and a lot more time consuming. So what I ended up just doing is just lifting up on the wiring harness. And if you want someone to hold it up for you, or use like a bungee cord to get it out of the way and lift it up as high as possible. And there's still room to do that. And then here also there's like this big like plastic line for like a vapor evap hose, I think. And you can just move the entire thing all the way to the right side of the engine if you're looking forward. Now, even though all that is done, you got all your wiring out of the way and stuff, the valve covers are still hard to take off. It literally feels like they're glued onto the heads. And one thing I noticed also is they're also get stuck onto the spark plug tube seals here. So you're gonna have to find a way to like just pry on different areas of the valve cover and then play around with it, pulling up and down different spots, and then eventually it will come out. And like I said, it's going to be a long process just because it feels like they're really stuck on there. And because they're plastic, you want to make sure you don't pull way too hard on like one side of the valve cover and then crack it. I think what I ended up doing was I ended up using like a really small pick and working my way around the valve cover and making sure that the valve cover gasket was actually up on the valve cover and not seated on the head and still stuck on it. And even after I did all that, it still felt like it was really hard on there, and until I finally realized that it was actually stuck on these seals here. So yeah, just be patient. And like I said, personally, it took me like an hour on each valve cover just to finally get them off, just because of how stuck they were. Now, if you're doing the valve cover gaskets, you might as well do the seals too, because some of them do leak. Now this one here is for the VVT solenoid. This one's super easy. You can get that out from the top of the valve cover. You just put a pocket screwdriver in that space in between the gasket and the valve cover, and just slowly pull it up. These here, you can get these from the top also. What you're gonna want to do is here, I'm gonna show is again with my pocket screwdriver or with like a small pocket pry bar. You're gonna put the blade of it right here, and there's gonna be a little bit of space, and you're gonna turn it, and then it'll groan a little bit. It'll make like a little bit of a noise as it goes down, and as it goes down, I go all the way around it. All right, and that's like the trick that I found that would be the faster way. All right, and then to install the seals for the spark plug coils, I have this seal set. And this number 36 was the perfect one that fit. And you're gonna install it from the bottom of the valve cover. And I just put some silicone around the seal, and it literally just slipped in really nice and went nice and flat, just like that. That's how you want to install it. The other one for the VVT actuator, again, some silicone, and it just pops right in. This one is the hard one. This camshaft sensor one. So that one is easy to take out, but to put it back in is a pain, because the top of it is hard, and the middle is soft, and then the bottom is hard. So what ends up happening is, as you're putting it in, it starts to fold over on itself, something like that. So what I had to do was I had to put them in a freezer overnight, and then the next day I put some silicone around the outside of it. And as I put it, I was trying to use my plastic trim tool and pushing down on the lip, kind of like that all around it, and then it finally fit in. I'm guessing it's because it shrunk a little bit, but still was having some trouble. But like I said, I was being patient with it, and I eventually got it. And you just want to be super careful when you're doing that, because you know the lip is so small, and you can actually end up ripping it. Now there's a cool a trick from this person's video here on how to actually install these. This is like on the older model 3.6s from like Dodge Caravans and stuff, and he uses like PCV or PVC like piping to make like a seal tool to install it. So that was really cool. So if you want to check that out. And then here I'm just leaving pictures of the way you're gonna want to torque back the valve covers in that order. All right. And as far as any other tricks, I think those were the biggest problems, was installing the seals, getting the valve covers out, and that white lock on the connectors, which were kind of annoying. So yeah, if you have any questions, just let me know and I'll try to help you out.